in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Touchdown, defense.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the 29-yard line.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go again. 50.
Now it's Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're on offense and you saw that on tape, you've got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Play action. It's Wilson. Got a man. It's Brashad Perriman. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. First play of the drive, a success. 19 yards. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. First down, Seattle, 16 yards, the gain there.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
To throw is Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
He'll find Metcalf. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down. A defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, the catch was made, put down right on the spot.
It'll continue to be interesting in these wet conditions how these kickers fare, but first test, passed.
And how about how the special teams unit handled that? A lot of concentration to make sure the ball didn't slip through his fingers after the snap, got it down, and let him pop it through the posts.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And some room to roam now. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Rodgers. Dancing, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They give them 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
And a Packer first down.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very low. Rodgers going to throw. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. He's at the 30, 10. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and set them down.
Rodgers now to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Throwing is Rodgers. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
To throw again on second down. Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, a 22.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Easy. What we got? Mike 3.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And it's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Watch the boot. Watch the boot. Alert 3. Alert 3.
On 2nd down, it's Ellis. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Go. I'm coming. Check. 42's the mic. Check. 42. 40. Hey, Mike's 42. Switch up. Mike 42.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Touch 50, touch 50. One clock. 50 to Mike, 50 to Mike. That's it. I got him. Mike's 50. Let's pick it. I'll go special. Let's get up.
Throwing is Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Garner. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Check nine.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Gun. Watch that in. Tight end's right. 4 down. Check. 19. Watch.
On second down now, it's Ellis. Almost unstoppable on the ground there, as that one is good for 39.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that, because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. And it'll be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
I'm here all day. Undercrunch. Kill. Rush in. Check 4.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A second quarter score from Carson. The Broncos, they've got the early lead over the Chargers. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Vanderbilt's own Oren Burks had the tackle defensively.
Single, 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 single. One fluff. Nice.
Play action. Now Wilson. Sliding out of the pocket. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Rashawn Gary able to get in there and drop him behind the line. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down.
Check 91. Mike 91. All day, baby. All day. 91 is the mic. Hey, we heavy on the edges.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Mike's 50. All right, T, let's go. All right, T. Mike's 50. 50. Get in the weight room. Check. 50's the mic. 50.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Garner. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 31-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Zebra. Rapid. Hey, Mike 50.
Now Wilson on first down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
18. Got it.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Blake Martinez, the linebacker, was there in coverage to disrupt. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
I'm coming after you.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board and get some momentum here in half 2.
try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with third and still 9 to go. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's got his man. It's Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. Third down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Akeem Hicks able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
The offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a first down. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot. Just
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I remember throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Throwing on 3rd and long. Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
3 down, 3 down. Who's on 85? Come on, baby. Let's get this. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
The Packers go for it. Rodgers looking deep for Adams. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
There. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
They'll run on first down. Ellis. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
It's now 3rd and 5.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Mike 42, check. Mike 42.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Nice pick.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bobby Wagner able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. On the delay, Jones. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A first down there on a pickup of 25. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They're giving those short little routes, tackled him in bounds too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and
try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
On first down, it's Ellis. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 50 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
They'll run on first down. Ellis down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now it's Rodgers. And his throw is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's taken down inside the 30. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
They're going to line up to go for this on 4th down. Rodgers stays on the field.
Mike 3. Combo. Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Check. 280. Check. 42's the mic. They gonna need some therapy.
On 1st down, it's Ellis. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
What? 280. 42. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Good job right there. Mike 42. You ain't right.
Now Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 29. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the Pack up on 3rd and long.
97's the mic. 97's the mic. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. 97's the mic. 97. Box it. 97's the mic. 97's the mic. I'm going to come back to you.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. The extra point now coming from Myers. And that stretches the lead to 27. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here? Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Rogers
now to throw. He's going to let it fly. And Rogers intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 30. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So the victory here for Seattle, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Seahawks, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.